Hi, my beautiful ladies. Welcome back to my channel, Zani B. Davis. How are you guys doing? I'm so happy to be here today and speaking about this topic. Okay, so today I'm speaking about moms and our instincts and trusting our instincts as new mothers and becoming more confident in our role as mothers. And I'm super excited to get speaking about this because I know how it was when I had my daughter and all of the things that you hear it. Obviously, everybody are well meaning. I trust that. I know that. Your parents, your sisters, well, me in particular, my parents, my sisters, my family members, my friends. Even when I was going to the grocery store, strangers stopping me, offering advice or whatever it may be. I get it. Midwives, doctors, everybody has their own point of view about what you should and shouldn't do. I totally get it. And as a first time mother, you're kind of like, OMG, like, where is all of this coming from? All of this advice is coming. Even while you're pregnant, I would have been, when I was pregnant, I was stopped. I was like, is people asking me like, you need to do this, you need to eat healthy, you need to do all of that. And I'll be like, very generous. And I'll be like, yes, thank you. I know I'm doing all of that. Some of the advice I was like, especially when it comes to the birthing process, a lot of people have their own opinions and they want to share it with you. And that is okay. Okay. As long as you are strong within yourself to be like, you know what? Take it with a grain of salt, sift out what you want and sift out what you do not want, and just keep it moving. That is my biggest advice. I think as first time mommies, we've got to trust ourselves. We've got to believe that we can be mothers as instinctively as I believe that we give birth, right? Those of you know I'm a hypnobirthing coach, and one of the biggest things in hypnobirthing that we share, right, is that at the end of the day, our bodies are created to give birth naturally. It's all instinctive, it's all within us already, and all we need to do is learn to relax, trust the process, and know that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to, right? We do not really believe in having medical intervention. Obviously, we do have to have it if it's life and death. At the end of the day, we want a healthy baby, we want a healthy mommy. But if we can do it healthy and we can do it naturally, without intervention, that is what we're going for, because we believe in hypnobirthing that when we do deep therapeutic techniques such as relaxation, breathing, affirmations, visualizations, we are basically going within ourselves and allowing our body to do what it was created to do. And so, because I believe that so strongly, I also believe as a mother, it's the same thing. I believe that we as mothers, we carry these babies in our bellies for 9 months, and we know everything about these babies, their movements, we know everything that happens. So why aren't we the best people to make decisions for them while they're out, right? I believe that if we do not know, we can ask for help, we can seek help, but the most important thing is to believe and to trust that we are the right person for that. That's where confidence comes from, right? Confidence comes from trusting and believing. And how do we get there? We get there by getting over those fears. We trust ourselves, so we can obviously, some of the things I like to do is just evaluate where the fears are coming from in my mind. So I may be like, well, I'm scared to, for example, I had issues with breastfeeding. So at one point I was like, you know what? I'm a bit scared that I still want to continue to try to breastfeed. I don't know if you can hear Zaina screaming. I want to try to continue to breastfeed and everything else, but my breast milk supply was just really, really low. And I honestly tried everything. I tried pumping, I tried fenugreek seeds, tea, I tried massaging, I even did the nipple shield. I had to breastfeed with a nipple shield for a while because my nipples were so bruised, they were almost bleeding. So I did try, I persevered so much, but at the end of the day, I had to end up co-feeding my daughter, which is with formula and breast milk. And then after 2 months, she kind of just stopped with the breast milk. Now, I didn't beat myself up over that, even though while I was pregnant, I really wanted to breastfeed. I kept saying, I want to breastfeed my baby. I want to breastfeed until 6 months, right up. I didn't mind. But when that time came, I trusted myself to know, you know what? It doesn't make sense that I keep trying. I mean, somebody else could have persevered even more, but to me, I felt like I've explored all of my options, and I felt safer knowing that she was eating, she was being healthy, she was being fed, than me persevering with this breast milk, because I feel like that's the best thing. While with my midwife, and she kept reassuring me, the best thing is that the baby is being fed. That is the truth, right? As long as your baby is eating, it's healthy, she's healthy, that is my main concern. And I think as mothers, once we could explore all of our options, actions, we know that we're making the best decisions for our kids because we love them, right? I know I love my daughter with everything that is within me. I will lay down my life for her. And therefore, when I am making a decision for her, I know I'm doing it for her best, not just for me. I do consider myself in the equation, for example, with the breastfeeding. When I was, my nipples were so sore, they were bleeding. It was really horrible. I was in a lot of pain. I get that. But I did persevere. I did try until she just gave up. Like she was like, okay, forget this, mommy. I'm not having enough supply. And so she didn't bother with it anymore. And so that was like it for me. I was like, okay, that's completely fine. I did feel bad. If I would say I didn't feel sad, that would be a lie. I did feel sad about it. But at the end of the day, it is what she chose, and I couldn't force her to do anything else. So I think as mothers, we know our kids, we love them, and even as a first time mommy, like we are going to feel in doubt at times, and that is okay because we have to accept that we don't know everything. But I think that once we've explored all of our options, done our research, asked questions, do all of these things, and then we come to a decision, we should trust that we are making that right decision. And that's where your confidence comes from. Believing, being informed, that's where confidence comes from. I always say to people, like even for example, doing videos, people say to me, well, how do you just show up and do videos? And I say all the time, the reason why I do it is because I'm confident in the information that I'm sharing, okay? And that's where confidence comes from. I'm informed. I know that I'm sharing information that I know and that I have researched and things that I have done. So therefore, I could show up and be confident speaking it. And it's the same thing with your decisions as mothers. Like if you choose to take away their pacifier, or if you choose to, because we stopped saying, honestly, I would tell you guys, like we have just done parenting, my husband and I, on our own terms. And I really appreciate my husband for that. And another thing as well is obviously leaning on your significant other, your partners, your family members for the support that you need, because you trust that you don't know everything. They are going to help you as well, okay? So back to my hubby, like I really appreciate him being a type of person who's very independent. And so when we decided, obviously, we're going to have kids and we're going to have our daughter, we already said that we're going to be parents our own way. And now Zayn is 16 months old. She sleeps in her own bed in her own room. And from an early age, I think from when she started to walk, and Zaina walked very early at 8 months. And if it's one thing as well, we never compared Zaina with anybody else. It didn't matter. She just did everything on her own terms. Now Zaina is very independent, and that's because my husband taught her all of these things. From the minute she started walking, Zaina was up and down our steps, up and down. My husband taught her to come back down. It is amazing to see Zaina at that stage. She was like 8 months going up our stairs and coming back down, right? And then, as I was saying, with her room, so we had her crib in her room, and her father actually took off the front of the crib. And so she would come out of bed herself, she'd come out of her crib herself, come around to our room. And obviously she's not speaking as well, but at that time she just come around and we know what she wants. Obviously we're her parents, so we either give her milk or we'll tuck her back into bed, we'll say her prayers or whatever it is with her. And she would go right back to sleep, right? And even now she's back, she's in her own bed, and she could climb down off of her own bed. She comes around at night, she comes around with her little teddy bear hugged up, and she just strolls around like if it's in the middle of the day or something, because she is so independent. She's so familiar with the house, she's so familiar with us. All of our doors are open, of course, and we have a gate by the stairs, so it's at night. I don't ever play with that, so that gate is there to secure her when she's coming to and from our room. And so she comes and she doesn't speak, as I said before, but when she comes around, she's either crying or she's just like being a bit fussy because she wants something, and that is okay. So Zayda's never been a child to just cry in her bed or wait for us to come. Her father has always allowed her to be mobile since she's walking and to come around. And people be like, I can't believe how independent she is. And I'll tell you that is because we just were confident and we trusted our own instincts. We trusted our own decisions to do all of the things that we were doing to our daughter. We didn't feel like if we were rushing her, we think we were just accommodating her, because she is quite comfortable being independent. Like she climbs up on her own stuff. Like she is just such an independent child. And I always say to my husband, she's nothing like me, she's just like him. And so we encourage that, right? I remember when she had a pacifier, she loved that pacifier, I must say. I think it was a comforter to her as I wasn't breastfeeding her or anything like that. So maybe that was her comforter, I don't know. But when she was like a year old, I was like, I said to my husband, like, we need to wean her off of that, because obviously her front teeth are coming in. And it wasn't that I was scared, but I didn't want her to continue to be sucking a pacifier even when her teeth were fully in, because there's studies that show that the pacifier kind of makes the teeth go out, even though some of the pacifiers are obviously age appropriate, so I do put that into consideration. But I didn't want her to be stuck onto this pacifier for soother. I want her to be able to soothe herself, and so gradually we weaned her off of it. My mom was like, "No, leave her," but we were like, you know what? I want her to just be more independent off of this pacifier. So first we just like not give it to her when she was being fussy, because obviously she was using it as a comforter. And so we find other things to do. We give her like a bottle, or we'll just like cuddle her or something like that. And then slowly I started to like not give her in the day, just give her at night. And then from there, from at night, I just stopped giving her altogether. And right now she's just forgotten about it, and that's it, right? So you've got to be confident in your role as a mother, and just trust that the decisions that you're making for your child is the best one, right? Because obviously you're making this decision because it's a particular reason why, okay? So I want to just instill that into you. And even while you're pregnant and you're doing stuff, you have got to do the research, read, learn about all of the things that you should be doing while you're pregnant. Obviously eating healthy, making sure that you're fit, you're staying fit, you're working out, as in like, just light exercises, walking, swimming, doing aerobics or yoga, not aerobics, sorry, just yoga, pregnancy yoga and stuff like that, right? Eating healthy, cutting down on your caffeine, obviously not drinking alcohol, not smoking, because those things are not healthy for your baby's lungs. You've got to think about all of those things. And seriously, a lot of times I find us as parents, and especially mothers, a lot of times we're making decisions based on our own selfish needs and wants, and that is not right. And if it's one thing I remember my sister saying to me, she's a doctor and she also had her baby at 17, and one thing she always said, which has really really stuck with me, is that like, these kids didn't ask us to come into the world, we decided to bring them, and therefore it's our duty to make them feel loved, to take care of them, to do the best possible job that we can do as parents, to bring them up to be well adjusted, loved individual. It's our decision, right? It's our duty. And therefore many times we have to put these kids' needs ahead of our own. So people who I see smoking and being drinking, you've got to look at yourself, because first of all, that's an addiction to that, right? And you've got to override that addiction for your baby. Now I'm not saying it is easy, but you've got to make that decision. If your baby in your tummy doesn't help you to make that decision to stop that addiction, that is not serving you and not helping you, then I don't know what will. Okay, see it as a wake-up call for yourself. Like, if it's one thing I credit myself for, is my level of discipline. Like, if I say I'm not eating something, like over this last couple weeks I've cut out altogether eating after 7 p.m. and I only eat between I don't eat earlier than 10 or sometimes 12 p.m. During the day, and I don't eat after 7 p.m. Has it been hard? It has been really hard, especially at 7 p.m. or 8, 9, 10, we're watching TV and I just want a snack, I want a popcorn or something. I just drink a cup of tea. It is really hard, but self-discipline is key. I say that to say, a lot of times that we want something, but it's not necessarily the best for us, all right? And it's not all about us as mothers, okay? We've got to put our baby's needs ahead of our own. So whatever decision that you're making for your baby, trust that you're doing it for that baby, for the betterment of that baby, for the health of that baby, for the love of that baby. And to remember as well that we don't need a ton of material things for our babies. What they need is our love, our support, and our attention, okay? Many times I try to remind myself of that. I have to remind myself of that, because sometimes I'm like, oh, well, Zaina needs this and Zaina needs that. And I'm like, no. At the end of the day, when I get her these material things, I always see she always comes to me. She wants my attention. She wants me to lift her up. She wants hug. And even when she's playing with her toy, she looks to me for reassurance. What she needs is my attention. And so I just want to remind you of that. Yes, it's okay to buy your kids lovely material stuff like, toys and clothes. It's nice, but give them your attention. Don't always be on your phone. Try to show them that you're putting them first. I know we have so much things going on. I run a business. I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I've got so much stuff going on, right? But I make the time for my daughter. I put aside everything. When she's up, I try to spend time with her. We play, we go for walks, we do all sorts together. And when she takes a nap or when her father is at home, home, that's when I do my work. We've got to learn to put our kids first. Let them see that they are the most important thing in our lives, okay? And therefore, that's when they're going to be well adjusted kids. That is when they're going to feel secure and loved, when you show them that. Not just say that, but just show them that, okay? So that is it for my video when it comes to becoming a new mom and, in your instincts and trusting your intuition and all of those things, just building your confidence as a new mommy. That is it. If you have any comments, just let me know, drop them in. I would love to hear from you. If you agree with me or not, share, like this video, and of course stay tuned for next week where I'm going to be sharing on another amazing topic. I also have this topic on my blog if you want to go through and read it. I share a bit more about my breastfeeding experience and how I had to just trust that I'm doing the right thing. Okay, so thanks for being here. As always, don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel. Until next week, speak soon. Bye.